Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
So I'm killing myself knowing I'm going to be 5 minutes late today. Not because of Oscar, but because Oscar doesn't give me a hard time when I'm late at all. But I'm thinking, it's still sometimes you roll in after I get here, even if I'm 5 minutes late. So I open up the video camera, and there you are, waiting for me, which is very nice and very unusual.
What a nice surprise.
And I'm saying, okay, let's get to it. And then I realize we have another issue. We have another tardy person, a person who wasn't here on time today. Is that right?
No. This is actually worse. Matt's early every single day. I'm talking 8:20 early for a 9 o'clock start.
All right. Very
and
good.
he still fucks it up.
Wow, that's an F word right out
I'm
of the...
sorry, did that come out right out of the gates?
Right out of the chute. Pony, what happened?
Oh, we have a different setup that we're doing today, and I wanted to make extra sure that I had that ready to go, and I apologize it took us
What are we doing with the different setup, like cameras and stuff like that?
There's no different setup. Why do you lie? Like, this is what drives me up
Did
the
he really
wall.
lie to
No,
me?
because we have a certain number of camera links that we can connect to this system at one time.
Okay.
Listen to me.
Now I understand. Oh, it's crazy. Yes.
Pony,
Yes.
don't get nerdy about this. It's the same setup we do when Rob's here. And you knew that Dan
Is
was going
Rob
to come
coming in for the bonus show this week?
No.
He's going to be from home.
No, let's not get crazy. He can barely
Sorry.
drive. So, did you forget that Dan was coming in, so you didn't set up the other camera?
No,
Just be honest.
No, the problem is because we now use a camera link for Mike, I had to turn off one of the other camera links.
I
and
get
then
that.
Plug that one in.
All right, this is
But
the
you've
weeds.
been here
Listeners don't understand.
You've been here since 8:20. Don't you think that takes 5 minutes? You would have done that earlier.
Yes.
Okay. That's all you have to own. That's
Glad
how we
got
get to
that
happiness.
solved.
That's
hi,
how
Pony.
we get to
Hi,
happiness.
Oscar. Here we are. Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Surf City, North Carolina, St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, Point Pleasant, New Jersey, the Rock of Gibraltar, Easter Island, Chile. Oscar, it's been a tough month.
What? No. What?
It's been a tough month.
This is America. You think I'm a
Tough
monster?
month.
Let me ask you this.
I don't think you're a monster.
Don't you just want somebody to say, I completely forgot and I wasn't prepared, and then just move on?
That never happens, though.
But
It
this,
never
like,
happens.
click, link,
If that
camera,
happens,
different setup.
you'd be in conflict with people all the time.
What do you mean?
Because if somebody had the stones to do that, they'd fight with you as when you screwed up.
I've asked them to tell me. I don't
Doesn't matter.
Don't lie to me. Just tell me I can move
The instinct is always to
Lie.
Deflect. That is the instinct. So it can
Matt,
go away
at the root of
as
this,
quickly as possible.
Matt, at the root of this, you didn't prepare yourself correctly, right?
Correct. And that's what I said at the beginning of this. I said I apologize for causing that delay, and that was my fault.
No.
Well, you know what? I was late too.
But you didn't say that, Matt. This is what drives me nuts.
He's in a horrible mood, Pony.
Matt, you said we had a different setup. That's what you said to us. You did not apologize. You said we had a different setup, and you didn't say anything about not being prepared or not preparing adequate. You didn't do any of that. Check the tape. Rewind it.
We don't need to.
No.
Okay, but you see what drives me nuts is like,
Such a monster, Oscar.
I am not a monster.
Such a complete and total monster. I don't know how Shannon lives with you.
I'm sure.
Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. I'm Mike O'Mara.
I stand
He's
by my
Oscar
thoughts.
Santana. Very, very glad to have you along. Look, wow, what a suck year. I'm sorry. It is. We got a war in Ukraine. We've got COVID still hanging on. If you go to, where is it, Shanghai, where people are screaming out the windows because they don't have food. It's just this land of suck never ends. And then we're losing our funny people 15 to 20 years earlier than we should be losing them. And it's just horrible. I mean, when you think about, comedians that are super funny people, you go back to Louis Anderson, and then we have Bob Saget. And then yesterday, just out of the blue because nobody knew, because he was skilled at keeping his personal health issues private, which I commend him for. We lose a very good friend of this show, Gilbert Gottfried. And I don't know. I'm so raw right now because not because I was super close to Gilbert. He was a guest on the show, but he was a great guest on the show. And I don't know. This is going to sound weird. I did it too. I put a post up on Facebook where everybody has to be the funeral director.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Bugs me. It just
don't you want people when you go?
I'm tired of looking at people dying. I'm tired of it. It's right.
Yeah, but when you go, we'll write something nice about you.
I know.
I don't know if Pony will, but I definitely will.
You know what? Could you do without it? And when I'm talking about it, I could do without the mid-60s death. You know what I mean? I really could. So right out of the bat, I look at that and my shoulders slump, and I say to myself, "Oh God, another really funny." I mean, really. There are so many people who do comedy, but there are so few who are really, really, really funny that were put on this earth just to be funny. Now, Bob Saget, most people knew because of the Magic Box. Mm-hmm. Most people did not know Saget because of the stand-up, myself included. I didn't really know that. Louis Anderson, we had him on the show. He was great on the show, and he was a just brilliant stand-up comedian. Gilbert Gottfried was a guy that was just made to do this. He was, how do I describe it? He was old school. He was filthy, but hysterical. And then you meet the man, and I had the pleasure of meeting him personally. We met him on the show a couple of times. But I met him personally at 98 Rock up in Baltimore. And what you got was this just gentle, kind, nice guy who turned it on like a light switch when it was important to turn it on. And so when that came across, and I know there are many, many radio shows that Gilbert just slayed on, killed on all the time. But when I saw that, Oscar, my shoulders slumped. I'm like, oh, God. You know what I mean? There are about 20 people I could pick in front of that.
Well, and you're in your 60s, right? So your mortality is probably like, man, what's going on here?
You'd be lying. Boy, you're in a mood today. You would be lying.
Well, I know, that's what I thought.
I would be lying if I said that was I'm glad you thought
that. That's what I thought. I'm like, not about
thank
you.
you for
I
bringing
said,
it up.
I said,
yes.
Damn. Well, I was sad first because I found out through a text from you gentlemen. And then
you were late to the party. You're usually on top of that.
I was in the depths of TPS reports.
Podville.
And I was like, oh, my God, I've been in a black hole. And then I looked, and it was 2 hours prior, so it was 2 hours late to the news. And then you start looking around you, and I feel like everybody's dropping like flies. I had the same thing.
It's crazy. But what's good of it, what's good that comes out of it is that we get to reflect and we get to laugh again. I've done this with so many comedians that have passed, and you're right when you bring up the fact that when these guys are in their 60s, it weirds me out, freaks me out a little bit. Because it happens. My sister told me a long time ago. I said, God, you're going to another film. She said, we're in our 60s now. It happens. When my mom, God rest her soul, had her when we had her funeral, my cousin Johnny had one of the funniest lines I've ever heard.
What's that?
I think I've shared it with you when he said, well, that's official. We're in the on-deck circle now.
Yeah, but the on-deck circle has moved up.
The on-deck circle is, it seems to be, there are a lot of people coming to the plate.
Do you think if it was the pandemic and the lack?
No. Gilbert had a,
which
I
read
Gilbert. About today.
Not Gilbert. Yep. I'm talking about, and this is a true theory that I have. It's for the pandemic, we all huddled down. And I've seen this, if I may be transparent, with my mother. The pandemic, she was so isolated that she aged like 10 years in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had this conversation, and it's sad, but I think with my brother and sister, I discussed this. I said, in 2 years, even with our visits outside and going and sitting there masked. The lack of mobility and movement.
The lack of getting out and about.
Getting out and about. And then also the cognitive stimulus that she used to have with her friends. She aged. And
in that regard, here I am down in the land of I don't care. And my activity socially outside of this show was outdoors. And so...
And you're
I
good.
Didn't miss a beat.
I didn't miss a beat.
I didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
And then having this show, which was the way I worked anyway, I didn't change anything.
Yeah.
Everything remained the same. It was okay. And
you're lucky.
I don't know what it's like for other people. You bring up a good point. Who knows? It just yesterday was. I'm not going to make more of it for me. It's not about me. It was a comedian that I loved.
That impacted millions of people.
Here's the great thing about something like this is you do a dive, and you try to see what's popping up. And people post things. What I had never, ever seen from Television City in Hollywood, the Hollywood Squares back in the day with Tom Bergeron and Gilbert's in the upper right square. And if you get a chance to look it up online, it's called the You Fool episode. And it is unquestionably, which I had no idea, the single funniest episode of Hollywood Squares because they couldn't get it right. And Gilbert was the last square, and they're fighting over the last square. I think they went to 2 commercial breaks. And Gilbert is still up there, and it's called You Fool. He's next to Penn and Teller. It fractured me. And Carla had gone to bed. I almost got her up to see this. It does not translate well on
There's a lot of
audio,
nonverbals, but it's funny.
But it's a lot of time with it. But if you get a chance, I think You Fool Hollywood Squares, check it out. Now, for those of you that live under a rock or you don't get out very often, if you want to know who Gilbert Gottfried really was, well, the Affleck duck, okay? You remember this? Affleck! All right, there he goes. He's the Affleck
He was the OG, the original.
Let me play that again. Affleck! There you go. Controversy around that? Not going to mention that, Gilbert. I think you got the shaft. I don't buy into that.
Deal.
Yeah, you got to look. It was a tsunami joke, right? Isn't that what did it? You got it. If you go to the edge, if you walk the edge, you walk the line, it's going to happen. It's a joke. It's an effing joke.
I think it made him more famous.
I think it might have helped him. It didn't slow him down.
Oh,
it really
no.
did.
I remember the next week he was back on Howard.
A rare form of muscular dystrophy, apparently, was what he dealt with. He kept it quiet. This is what people, if you have little kids, you might remember this. He was Iago he was the parrot in Aladdin. You probably remember this guy.
Boy, Jafar's going to be happy to see you.
Excellent work, Iago.
Go on.
No, really, on a scale of 1 to 10, you are an 11.
Oh, Jafar, you're too kind. I'm embarrassed. I'm blushing.
I'm blushing. He would turn up the Catskill comic thing occasionally. And I loved it when he would do that. You want to hear some of Gilbert's stand-up? We got a lot of good clips here today. Let's listen to this. I think this is a variation on a farmer's well, it's not a farmer's daughter joke. It's a farmer joke. It's an old joke. It's just Gilbert telling it. I love this.
You know what's the motto of the Greek army? Never leave your buddies behind. Traveling salesman goes to a farmhouse. The farmer goes, I could put you up for one night, but you'll have to stay in the barn. So he spends the night there. The next morning, the farmer comes in. He goes, were you comfortable? He goes, I had a great time. I talked to all the animals. He goes, you talked to the animals? He goes, yeah. I spoke to the chickens. They say you collect the eggs every morning exactly at 5 minutes after 6. He goes, that's exactly right. He says, the horse told me his name is Otis. You've owned him for 10 years. He goes, that's incredible. And he goes, I spoke to the cow. The cow says that her name is Elsie, and you milk her every morning at exactly 8:30. And he goes, that's incredible. And he goes, and then I spoke to the sheep. And the farmer goes, those sheep are lying.
Bada bing, bada boom. Now, many layers of this guy, comedically. And one of the things that I didn't play the clip But if you want another one, I'll just give you a suggestion. Check out, I think you can put in on YouTube, Gilbert Does Groucho Marx. Did a phenomenal impression of the older Groucho Marx. Which is like, and he said he came back at 90, and this is what he sounds like. I should have gotten that one because it's one of my favorites. He did impressions, and one of his that I just adore, he's doing a bit. This is old school, folks, for you olders. James Mason, famous British old actor. Richard Burton, famous old British actor. And he places them in The Honeymooners. And I just love it.
Now, The Honeymooners, the motion picture. James Mason is Ralph Cramden.
Alice. Norton and I are going bowling. All of the raccoons will be there, Alice.
Richard Burton as Norton. I can't go bowling with you, Ralph. Trixie's mother is coming over.
Do you know how important a night this is? Do you have any idea? Bang, zoom.
There you go. That's old school right there. And we're gonna get to the Gilbert part on our show because he spent a morning with us one time where he wouldn't stop, and I've never experienced anybody running with a gag that long, past the zone of discomfort, past everything. We'll get to that in a second. One of the things he's most famous for is the joke called the Aristocrats. And Gilbert told it better than anybody and was featured in the film. And if you've ever heard this joke, and I know a lot of people in our audience have, there's a lot of bleeping that goes on here, but the joke speaks for itself. If you've never heard the Aristocrats joke, it's going to be edited out here, but I think you'll get the gist of it. Because Gilbert delivered the joke better than anybody else.
A talent agent is sitting in his office. A family walks in, man, woman, their 2 kids, and their little dog. The talent agent goes, "What kind of an act do you do?" The father starts f***ing his wife. The wife starts f***ing off the son. The son starts f***ing on the sister. The sister starts f***ing the dogs. Then the son starts f***ing his father. The daughter starts f***ing the father. Then the father s***s on the floor. The mother s***s on the floor. The dog is and s***s on the floor. They all jump down into the and they start f***ing and s***ing each other. And then they take a bow. And the talent agent says, "I'll wait till you're ready." They might have to clean this up for TV. The talent agent says, "Well, that's an interesting act," which is kind of an understatement. He says, "What do you call yourself?" And they go, "The Aristocrats."
There you go. There it is. It's that simple. They made a whole movie about it because of that joke.
Yeah,
Bob Saget was another one
past
that we lost.
10 years. Jeez.
Yes. So, Oscar, you can help me on this because we are taking you back to 2017.
Yes.
Gilbert Gottfried
In the
comes
before
on.
times, before the pandemic.
Before the pandemic, Gilbert comes on this show, and he's funny. And I think I asked him about his career. Maybe they're going to do a...
Can I set the scene?
You go ahead, please
Yeah,
do.
because
Yes.
I have a vivid memory. This is when we were
Okay, go ahead.
off Wisconsin Avenue. And Rob, if anything, he's still a radiophile. And anybody that's famous, he still has that gleam. And I wish I had it as well, that lust for fame. He wants to be near them and close to them.
Right.
So for some time, Gilbert has a famous podcast that will be missed. I don't know what's going to happen with it now. But Rob, for some time, has been listening to this podcast. And then somehow he got hooked up with going to Baltimore and recording the podcast. It was a whole thing. And like he walked into my office and told me 10 times like how he's going. I said, "Oh, fine, go do your thing. I'm just do it. You're good." He tells us, but the way we win is no. Rob had to go to Cumberland and then go to Baltimore. Like, he had this whole thing with Gilbert that he had to deal with.
And he loved Gilbert.
He loved Gilbert. More so than we did, but we loved him as well. But Rob really loved him. And somehow he procured like an interview on the show through all of this. I think you said, hey, with all this running around, how about getting him on the show?
And he comes on the show.
Yeah.
Came on the show twice, but the first time he comes on, he did a bit where he's making fun of Yakov Smirnoff, the Russian comedian.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, he obviously has an issue with Yakov Smirnoff. And he won't stop. This is a two-parter. We're gonna break it up in two parts here. This is Gilbert at the end making fun of Yakov Smirnoff. It was so funny because when you really think about it, Yakov Smirnoff, kind of one note with in America this, in Russia. It's timely as today's headlines, folks. This is Gilbert Gottfried on the Mike O'Mara Show 2017. Listen up.
And he said, I've always dreamt of doing a Gilbert Gottfried documentary. And I said, maybe you should start off with a Yakov Smirnoff.
Great choice there.
In America, you make a documentary. In Russia, documentary make you. What a country. In America, you put film in camera. In Russia, you put the camera in the film. What a country.
Oh, my God.
In America,
Keeps going.
you put on makeup. In Russia, makeup put on you. What a country. In America, you tie your shoes. In Russia, the shoes tie you.
Stop it, Gilbert. Behave yourself. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Stop it.
In America, you eat cornflakes. In Russia, cornflakes eat you. What a country.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's part one. He kept going, by the way. He kept going. He was out of control. Oh, my
God. In America, you take an aspirin. In Russia, aspirin takes you.
You are. Oh, God. I thought he's done now. Oh, God. Here we go. Oh, you're killing me. I swear to God. I don't want to hear about the movie anymore, Gilbert. I don't care. I just want to talk to you. Gilbert,
in America.
No! Stop it!
Right, you.
Did you ever have a fist fight with Yakov Smirnoff?
In America, you have a fist fight. In Russia, you
fist
have
fight
a
has
fight
you.
What a country.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Gilbert. Oh, God. Oh, you're not right. And that is just, I don't know how to describe it. It's just so much fun when you're just there being stupid. And just it went on.
That was
on.
that was pure, organic, because you could hear that you were wrapping up.
Yes, and he knew I was.
He would ramp back up.
He knew I was trying to wrap it up, and that was what made it so funny. And that I don't. When Rob comes in tomorrow or Friday, we're gonna have to ask him just how long that segment was, because Rob will be able to tell us.
Yes.
How long that was. We're gonna leave you with a last clip. This is so sad. This is Gilbert Gottfried roasting Bob Saget, and it's just. By the way, the Friars Club and the roasts, and he was just one of the best.
A staple.
That. And it just, he had it. He had it. Legendary comedian. This is Gilbert Gottfried at the Bob Saget roast.
Now, I watched Bob Saget's HBO special in high def, because in order to enjoy it, you have to be either high or deaf. But his Oscar is totally insignificant. I Googled Bob Saget and it came back, why?
And the thing about it is he can get away with that old, tired shtick because it's all the delivery that he did, you know?
And it's so unique, and he was friends with everybody.
He was, well, the guy worked his
Except for
ass
Yakov.
off. He wasn't there with that. Just, all the time, all Gilbert, all of the time, and it sucks. You know, meeting him several years back, right around the same time he came on the show, maybe a little before that, I never knew he was frail. I remember how frail he appeared to be. Just a little bit of a guy. And when you'd see him in person, you'd notice that. You can go back years ago and look at the Hollywood Squares, and you get the same little petite guy. And out of this petite guy comes this incredible voice. When I talk about the layers of Gilbert, that's what I'm talking about. You had the filthy comic layer. You had the TV personality layer. You had the
movie star.
Voiceover movie star. I mean, it was very, very sad. And, that's it. So yesterday was
safe home.
Safe home to Gilbert Gottfried. And he will be missed. He will be missed. And I'm not even sure the chronology of the last 2 years or maybe 3 years of comedians that we had lost
in the past
too soon.
3 months, Louis Anderson, Gilbert.
Bob Saget.
Yeah, so that's 3 months.
Yeah, and, it's weird. I think that when was it 2 years ago we had the celebrity deaths that were just like bing, 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 bing. I mean, one after the other.
Is it part of getting older? I don't know. This seems like a height, like we're at a scale that's magnified to some extent.
Right.
Because I don't remember this. I don't remember this being. I remember there are a couple things that happened in a young man's life. One is when the Playboy Playmate of the Month becomes younger than you, and where you're like, oh, I'm getting older.
That's a moment. I remember.
And then when you start losing celebrities that you grew up with, which in your 40s start happening, but mostly they're like, child deaths, like stars that get into drugs or a horrific accident. These are icons of show business that transcend generations. To see this happen, it's mind-blowing.
Gilbert Gottfried died of his publicist identified it as a rare genetic disorder, muscle disorder. Gottfried, he was 67 years old. He had type 2 myotonic dystrophy. That is a kind of muscular dystrophy, and his publicist, Glenn Schwartz, passed that along. Not clear when he was diagnosed with the disease, which has no cure or treatment and typically appears when people are in their 20s and 30s. His family said in a statement that he died after a long illness. That's what we got. I think we're all conditioned to say, well, what was it? Why? What did he have? What happened? Let's see. Elizabeth McNally is the director of the Northwestern University Center for Genetic Medicine and said the slowly progressive condition is often overlooked and undiagnosed. But if his publicist knew that he had it, then that's it. People can have symptoms for quite a while, even before they notice it. Symptoms of the disease, such as breathing or heart muscle weakness, tend to develop more as people age. So some patients may not be diagnosed until their 40s, 50s, or 60s, or they may confuse their symptom with other age-related health problems. So he had this for a very, very long time. Not sure when it was diagnosed, but that's and when you realize he was out of the public eye for a good chunk of time, too. So that's the way that went down with Gilbert. So that's it. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more. We got the homepage coming up here, and more fun and more thrills to our good friend, dear friend, Gilbert Gottfried. Safe home to you, my friend. And check out Gilbert if you want to get some real laughs today. He'll still keep people laughing long after he's gone. And that's probably the best gift for all of us. We'll be right back on the Mike O'Malley Show.
And the Lord spoke to his people, providing them these 10 commandments. Thou shalt not worship false podcasts. Thou shalt not use the name of Mike in vain. Honor thy father and mother by buying them a TMOS bonus package. Thou shalt not kill Oscar on Facebook. Thou shalt not steal. Rob's Little Sounds. Thou shalt not covet Mike's wife. We pray in the name of Mike O'Mara, Rob Spewak, and Oscar Santana. Download in peace.
Dan, put down the tablets and take out the trash.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Harry's, frankly. Your response to the Harry's plea that we gave you the other day has been incredible. I can't tell you how happy I am. I don't want to sound like the guy in American Psycho, but I have a pretty strict morning routine, and every aspect of it involves the amazing products from Harry's. Do you like Harry's? You like Huey Lewis? I use it all every morning. Razor, face wash, body wash, the best shave gel I've ever put on my face. This morning when I was in the shower, though, my shave gel was getting just the little tiny little squigglies out of it. It's almost totally empty. Kind of freak out. I got another one. I got them all over the house. Dog uses them. No, I'm sorry. It's the best shave gel ever. It's the one that I put on my face. And blades that stay so sharp, so long, I swear you won't know when to change them. And how about this? First-time Harry's customers, and we've told you about this because we were doing a real push for Harry's this week. You can redeem a starter set for just $3 at harrys.com/TMOS. Now, you hear me talk about Harry's all the time.
I have one at work. I have one at home.
I have one that I take in my what my parents used to call my drop kit.
Oh, look at this.
Do you still call it a drop kit?
No, I think it's a great name.
It's a drop kit that,
Yeah.
when I'm on the road, when I'm traveling.
Use it all the time.
Yeah. It includes a 5-blade cartridge, a weighted handle, foaming shave gel. I have so many Harry's products in this house that Carla, I think the Harry's company sent us the little gift packs.
New packs, yeah.
Right? New packs. And Carla said, oh, now you have plenty of Harry's razors. And I was hesitant because I'm like, well, yeah. Can I look at the handle? No, it's perfectly wrapped up. You can't look at the handle. I wanted to keep it because they're all over the house. I love Harry.
Well, you wanted to give one to... I guess Shannon took one of mine, the orange one that came.
Carla gave them to men.
Men?
I don't know. Yes, well, that's who she gave them to. Yeah. Maybe her trainer.
That's strange.
Thanks, baby. A weighted handle, foaming shave gel, and a travel cover to protect your blades on the go. Hey, look at the facts. A $13 value, all for just $3.
Shave your abs with these.
And wait till you try the newly designed handle. See, that had a newly designed handle in it.
Yeah, they're nice.
I can't believe
What are
they
you
bested
doing?
my original Harry's handle. Carla, bring it back. Well, it's gone. They've been out of the house for a while now. It feels so good in your hand. Well, I can't really tell you that because I have the old handle. I'm sorry. I'll tell you the truth, Harry's. Oscar likes the new handle. You can't wait to shave again. New look, same incredible offer. There's really never been a better time to give Harry's a try. Just go to harrys.com/TMOS today to get your starter set for just $3. That's a big value for $3. harrys.com/TMOS, people.
From the four corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know. This is the homepage.
It's just the homepage.
If you said to Carla, and let's say the roles were reversed, hey, I want to give this to some of my gal pals at work, and you're you.
I'd be in trouble.
Yes!
I forgot what she said. I think it was something to do with where she works out. Yeah. Well, look, would anybody be surprised?
No, I just, don't lay it out on a silver platter.
Yes. Thank you, Paolo. Anyway, let's get right to the homepage. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you choke.
Some hairless Brazilian trainer.
I don't know what Carla's doing, but she's at her burn training center shaving her trainer.
The spirit of Gilbert is definitely with this show today.
Yes.
And I hope he enjoyed our little tribute to him because he deserved it. All right, so Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez. People love their celebrities. They like to do it. I like some Ben Affleck movies. I like Jennifer Lopez movies. I might be in the minority in that group, but I like them. I like some of them. The one where she beats the crap out of her abusive husband. I love that movie. That's an old one. I like The Cell.
That movie is called Enough, Mike. Enough.
Enough. You like that movie too?
I love it.
It's a great movie. Ben Affleck, is he a romantic? Jennifer Lopez revealed in her latest On the J-Lo newsletter that he proposed to her while she was relaxing in a bubble bath. Ooh. Which means, sometimes, look, I source these from all over the place, but sometimes the way they're written, which means she was naked, naturally. Thanks for letting me know. I guess she wasn't in the bubble bath with her clothes on. Duh. But I like the idea. I think most of us like the idea of Jennifer Lopez in a bubble bath.
I'm actually thinking about Ben Affleck in a bubble bath.
Very sexy.
She wasn't alone, I imagine.
Thank you for balancing it all out. I really appreciate that. Saturday night, here's the quote from J-Lo. Saturday night, while at my favorite place on earth in the bubble bath, my beautiful love got on one knee and proposed. I was taken totally off guard and just looked in his eyes, smiling and crying at the same time. I was trying hard to get my head around the fact that after 20 years, this was happening all over again. I was quite literally speechless. And he said, "Is that a yes?" I said, "Yes, of course, that's a yes." It was nothing fancy at all, but it was the most romantic thing I could have ever imagined. All right, you are Johnny Pragmatic.
Yes.
I always go to you, and I want you to be gentle. All right, I'm not looking for shtick. I am looking at what your impression of this Romance Revisited Oscar, and what do you think? You think they got a shot? They've both been through the mill. They've both had their issues. J-Lo has had an incredible track record with failed romances. What do you think? You think these crazy kids can get it together and go on and be happy for the rest of their lives?
They'll be fine. They will be fine.
They'll be fine alone.
You've got two egomaniacs that are marrying each other. God bless them. And the person I feel for most, who probably is in therapy, seems like she's got a new relationship in tow, is Jennifer Garden. Because if you really go back to where it started,
yes,
Ben Affleck dated Jennifer Lopez, was part of Bennifer. They make Geely, which completely destroys his career. And then they break up.
Right.
After buying a plantation in Savannah, Georgia. I know too much about this.
You do?
Yes.
This is great. I'm so glad I went to you with this.
And then he jumps to another relationship with another starlet, another movie star in the making, who's named Jennifer. So he in his mind, he was always in love with this other woman. Always.
Really?
And 20 years later, he divorces Jennifer, gets clean, God bless him, and then marries Jennifer again. That's the long con.
Pony, would you like to hear about the engagement ring?
Oh, you bet I would.
It's a green diamond.
Ooh. Tell me more.
It's a green diamond. She said green is her lucky color, and now it always will be.
Yeah,
oh, good.
And you know who won? Mark Anthony, Casper, that not the ghost, but the backup dancer.
Diddy? You going to throw Diddy in on that?
No, Diddy never married her. Casper.
But weren't they together for a long time?
Yes, yeah, but that all ended in the shooting that Diddy got wrapped up in in the early 2000s.
He shot her?
No, he got pulled over with a gun in the car with Jennifer Lopez in the car.
OMG. God, you really do study this.
Yeah, I know this. But you're laughing. A-Rod.
Turn this segment over to you.
A-Rod dodged a big bullet.
Yeah.
His star rose, and then he was like, "Oh, just kidding."
Well,
she's
got a green diamond. She considers Ben and herself to be two lucky people to have a second chance.
My father and I were commiserating about Jennifer Lopez because he does a great Latin thing when she comes on screen. He's like, "Can you believe she's in her 50s?" And then my mom says, because she's disgusted that he's even talking about that when he's 80. It's great.
I like that. That's cool. Cam Newton, I noticed Cam Newton long before it was what he said, but it was the way he would come into his press conferences. I think he was the one who was probably, if you add up NFL players, probably the most flamboyantly dressed post-game player in the NFL. There are a lot of guys that style it. I think Joe Burrow had a really interesting outfit on.
The wrong term. Like, I think that he has a unique sense of style. That is
sure,
and no, because if you really look at what he's wearing a throwback like suits like power suits.
Yeah, but he was wearing something else when he was on this podcast.
The fedora.
Where he got in trouble. Yeah,
the fedoras, right? They're all over the place.
Well, he got in trouble.
What happened?
Cam Newton's on a podcast, and he said, quote, "A woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs." Now, that might be something we all wish for.
I think that's, for every culture, there's different...
Well, let me continue with I'll give you the whole quote again. "A woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs." I think a lot of times when you get that aesthetic of like, I'm a boss, B word, I'm a this, I'm a that. No, baby, you can't cook. You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
Oh, no, that's a problem. I'm
Cam's
off the Cam
dragged.
train.
Yeah, Cam's getting dragged for being sexist and misogynistic. This isn't the first time he's received backlash over comments about women. In 2017, he laughed at a female reporter's question, which resulted in him losing a yogurt sponsorship.
Yeah, I remember. Mike, look, I don't agree with Cam Newton, but let me just weigh in on this. He's a big dummy. That line of thought, even all jokes aside, is antiquated and it does nothing for anyone, including men.
Right.
To even go out and
you have to be quiet and cater. Any date that you go out for single people out there, you have to be quiet and cater to my needs.
Well, you can't even pontificate that in that manner, especially when you're a loser and haven't won anything in forever.
Yeah, he came through the Washington revolving door for a while.
But this is the difference between being a champion. If Tom Brady said that, we'd be like, oh, he's joking.
Right.
Cam Newton has jumped from team to team to team. He flamed out in New England. And now he's like completely devolving himself.
Is he back with Carolina this year?
Might be.
I think he might be. So anyway, he did that, and he's in trouble, and he hasn't won. So that's that with Cam Newton. I've had many, many surgeries, Oscar, and I have gotten the little mask where they put the anesthesia on you, and then
I love it.
You go out. But what I remember specifically was this doctor that I had down here who was a pain guy and gave me an injection in my hip long before I got hip surgery. And he was blasting music in there. I remember when he was blasting music. This wasn't surgery. This was just a needle, an injection where they sonogram you and they show you where they're going to put it. Research done in Germany revealed that playing both soft and hard rock music can improve surgical performance. This is interesting stuff. There's a lot of detail here. For example, when the Beatles' Hey Jude and Let It Be are played, doctors stitched up wounds 50% faster.
Oh,
now, I don't know if faster means better, but they seem to indicate it does. When AC/DC's Highway to Hell and TNT played, the time it took to make precise cuts went from 236 seconds to 139 seconds. Again, we're seeing speed here. I'm not sure, but the researcher says for hard rock music, the positive effect was especially noticeable when the music was played in high volume. It is possible that music with high rhythmicity could provide a tempo to keep up the speed of the performance and thus enhance task performance. Now, hold on a second. What's not here is the outcomes of the surgeries. If you're talking about being able to churn out more surgeries because you're playing Led Zeppelin, I'm not sure I'm all in. Anyway, experts claim that popular rock music eases stress, relaxes muscles, combats anxiety, and even lowers blood pressure. So
I believe that.
I don't know.
I think you haven't seen this. Many surgeons play music.
Right.
While in their surgeries.
I believe they do, and I think I've seen movies where they play.
Yes.
I think that, for me, if you're cutting me open, especially my innards, I'd rather have light classical. Thank you.
Yeah, no Highway to Hell, please.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Ew, dirty deeds, done dirt cheap, dirty deeds, oh, done dirt cheap, oh, Sadie Babe, appendicitis, oh, have your liver fixed,
Don't forget the sponge.
Yes, thank you. Moving right along, you really start feeling like an adult when you have to pay your own bills, but a new poll found there's one bill you might not be paying yet, even if you're in your 40s. A solid portion of the United States adults admit they're still on their parents' cell phone plan in their 40s.
So true.
21% of adults under 30 say their parents still pay their bill. 8% of people between 30 and 45 say the same. So what's the oldest acceptable age for someone to still be on their parents' plan? 1 in 4 people think you should be paying for your own phone by the time you're 18. Hi, everybody. And another 27% said sometime between 18 and 25. You're going to college and you're on college.
Yeah, my parents booted me off the plan right away.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, no, you deal with this. We know how. This is before you had unlimited minutes.
Were you kicked off at Dean or
No, I was kicked off as soon as I went to high school. As soon as I went to college. So they were like, you deal with your minutes. Because remember, I'm old enough that they didn't always just have unlimited plans, Mike. Mm-hmm. You were on minutes. They didn't want to deal with that. Matt Blue.
Oh.
When did you get off the plan?
No comment.
32%.
You're 38 years old.
Even older than that is okay. That includes 28% who think it's always acceptable, no matter how old you are.
Glenda's still paying for your bill?
I said no comment.
Oh, my God. This makes a lot of sense.
Good day, sir.
Congratulations. Don't buy your kids a pet rabbit for Easter. They're expensive. It can cost $300 or more to have them spayed or neutered. If you don't, they get aggressive and they could bite your kid. So don't give your kid a rabbit as an Easter gift. All right. By the way, if you want a rabbit, come down here to Southwest Florida. They're just all over the place, everywhere, and they're ballsy too. I was walking the dog, and the rabbit's just a little baby rabbit, just staring at him, going. He's on the end of the leash, saying he'd like to make it dinner, Winslow, and it makes it hard for him to poop when he's out in the yard doing that. So rabbits everywhere, rabbits everybody. And now a little something. We are running late. A 57-year-old named David Stover lives near Daytona Beach and loves Wendys, but doesn't like paying full price. A friend of his used to work at his local Wendys and gave him a discount, but they recently quit or got fired, the friend that is. So he didn't have the hookup anymore and came up with a new plan, getting a law enforcement discount by posing as a DEA agent.
Oh, well then.
There you go. On Monday, police responded to a report of an angry customer at the Wendys who was arguing with staff. I am a cop. Oh, duh. I am a cop. Yeah, yes, sirree. Turned out David was demanding the law enforcement discount and would not back down. They claim he even flashed a badge, which turned out to be a cheap concealed carry badge that anyone can buy online. And I have multiple jokes for this today.
Please, I'm ready. I'm ready.
So here's the thing, folks. When I don't have a great one, I go for quantity over quality.
Yeah,
all right?
That works.
So he was arrested. Sounds like the manager got a little frosty. Or maybe he's just square. Get it? The burgers are... Thank you. All in all, the atmosphere was really chilly. Wendy's chili.
I love Wendy's chili.
Yeah. Well, it didn't take the long. I don't want to screw up my last joke here. It didn't take the cops long to catch up with him. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We got to get out of here. Not permanently. We'll come back. Is he ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
The visit, ladies and gentlemen. We will be joined by a Podville cornerstone. Not one of the new guys. I haven't met them yet. I haven't went to the new guys or gals. Dan O'Brien will be in the hot seat when we return on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Oscar, it is your father.
I listened to The Mike Show.
The Mike Show!
And then,
The Mike Show!
There was a segment on The Mike Show where you talked about me dying in the list you gave me.
I am disappointed in you.
Am I your payaso? Which means, am I your clown? Am I your clown, right, in Spanish?
Am I your clown?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And it sounds worse in Spanish.
Yeah, payaso.
Like I'm a clown, I amuse you.
Your brother's being pushy. Tell him to back off.
Say hello to my little friend.
Don't be un payaso. The TMOS bonus show is an extra uncensored hour of La Diversión every week. Order a subscription today by clicking the banner at MikeOMaraShow.com, and you'll have a plethora of the Mike Bonus Show.
Payaso.
Hey, everybody, I'm Mike O'Mara, and I am an AARP member. I'm still young at heart, but as we get older, we're more concerned about affordable health care, lower prescription costs, and protecting Social Security and Medicare. Just the other day, I was reading my wonderful AARP magazine, people. It's fantastic. You'll like that as well. AARP advocates for you and offers financial resources, fraud protection help, information on joining local volunteer groups, and much more. AARP knows you have a lot of good years ahead. I used to think AARP was just for old people, but anyone over 50 can truly benefit from family caregiving support, access to news and community events, driving safety tips, job boards, and resume advice. Not to mention great discounts on things like prescriptions not covered by Medicare and up to 15% off meals at participating restaurants. Remember, AARP is the largest advocacy group for people that are 50 plus, like me. Hey. I love all the benefits, and they help me all the time. Don't miss out. Here's what I want you to do. Try the benefits for yourself. Go to aarp.org/TMOS to join for just $12 for your first year. With automatic renewal, you'll get a second membership for free, plus AARP, the magazine, and a free gift. That's aarp.org/TMOS. Well, there he is. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Dan OBrien. We have a lot of people that have floated around TMOS over the years, and I'm very pleased when they get to hang around a little longer and they join the family and they stick around. Dan's one of those. His mom, Debbie Carano OBrien. Carano, the maiden name, I take it?
Yes, the maiden.
She wasn't going to let that go.
No, she wouldn't.
Big Italian family marries a big Irish family, right? That type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what it is?
And hilarity ensues.
Well, I mean, your mom's funny, and she gets the joke.
She's so sweet.
Yeah.
Your mom's a sweetheart, too. I love that. I don't know what it is about you, you little runt, but I truly, truly like you. I always have. And Oscar the other day, he comes in.
This is before the show. This isn't even on air.
This is on the air.
This is off air.
You have been mildly frustrated. What was the incident where he delivered something via Uber? That was when I first became aware of Dan OBrien on the radar.
When Dan Ubered to the Shenandoah Valley.
Sorry.
No need to apologize.
Thank you, Dan.
And then came back.
Dan also helps on our show, I should point out. He's a behind-the-scenes guy
barely,
on our show, and we've needed. But have we not needed a few extra hands on deck?
He worked once this past 3 weeks.
By the way, Rob Spiewak curated all those Gilbert Gottfried tapes.
Yeah.
So I want to say a shout out to Rob. Thank you, Rob.
My friend Dan Ubered to the Shenandoah Valley and then came back 3 hours later and then presented me with a $300 bill for Uber. And I said, "What were you thinking?" He said, "Well, I wanted to make sure." It became like a running joke inside my head where I was like, "Why would you ever Uber to the Shenandoah of all places?"
Right.
And he never gave me a straight answer. He just gave me what the current line is, and it's my fault.
Why don't we just clean that up right now, Dan? So, what are you? First of all, what were you delivering?
I was delivering. Yes, equipment for a podcast, because some people come in studio with the studios we have at Podville Media. Some people
usually,
like to...
Pony, turn his microphone up a little bit. A muckety-muck? Is this a muckety-muck? You're going all the way out to the Shenandoah Valley for somebody special, I would imagine, right?
Well, this is not a big muckety-muck.
Now turn it down a little bit, Pony. Thank you.
Sorry.
I'll run the board, Pony. You just listen.
Very good. So is this a VIP that you're going out to see? Or
not necessarily a VIP, just kind of a standard guest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Standard guest, but worthwhile drive. I mean, a big enough guest on one of the podcasts you produce at Podville.
We send Comrex units out to all the guests for all the podcasts. Bottom line.
I get it. What we do. I understand. That's good, but that's what you do. I mean, that's part of the thing. Oscar, you know what we never do? And and then we'll get back to Dan OBrien in just a second. You know what we never really do?
What's that?
I talk about what I do and where I do it from. And I said I've got guys that work with me up in Washington, D.C., and that's where my show is distributed from.
Yes.
Would you please, in a sentence or two, because I'm sure you've done this before, what is Podville Media for? I tell people it's for corporations, entities, anyone that wants to do a podcast, but they don't have the tools. Is that accurate?
This is great. I get to educate you about a company you have ownership in. Such
an ass. I go into more detail than that.
If you just want to do a podcast, we are not the place for you. Bottom line, we build a show that's beyond podcasting, that creates social media, marketing assets, web assets, a full marketing strategy from your podcast, and it's traditionally a year-long engagement.
Okay, now I understand. Yes. Thank you.
But the quality is paramount, Mike, because if you really want to compete in the space, as you know, the quality, like the switching costs for someone to go from one podcast to another, 5 years ago, people would put up with like clicks and blips and bad receptions and background noise. But now, because you have such huge players in place, like broadcast companies and television companies and production companies,
I get it.
You can't compete unless you have quality to start with.
You do a whole plan for them how to get get to the people they need to get to.
In short notice, we'll even Uber to the Shenandoah to drop off broadcast equipment
for $300.
Yes.
That doesn't get passed along to the customer.
I knew that was coming too. So you do that, and Podville has moved to new digs. It's humming along. It's a great company to be associated with. We like to consider the Mike O'Mara Show one of the flagship shows.
The White House does business with Podville.
Donnie Simpson does business with Podville.
Yes.
It's Donnie
ESPN does business with Podville.
By the way, Donnie's a radio guy.
Hall of Famer.
Donnie came to Podville because he wanted to get the best.
Yes.
And because we are known as the best. And that's terrific. And I'm very happy about that.
Donnie Simpson doesn't live in the Shenandoah Valley, though.
No. I don't know where he drives his Ferrari, but, all I know is he's Donnie, and I'm Mike.
2 Ferraris, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, thanks, Oscar.
Yes. Hey, man, why get one when you can get 2? Hey, all right.
Anyhow, yes, I am jealous. I am insanely jealous. All right, we've used up our time for Dan O'Brien. Dan, we're going to have to do another break with you. Can you stay, please? Do you have any tasks that you have to complete in the next 15 minutes?
No, Shenandoah Valley Ubers till Monday, so we're good.
Okay, very good. We will take a break. Sorry, Pony, I didn't give you the cue. When we come back, it's a full-on with Dan O'Brien. I want to find out about his romantic life, which we touched on last time, and I think above all else, Mr. Santana has some sort of
questions.
I don't know, lecture or something.
No, I have questions.
Whatever. We'll take a break, and we will come back with Dan O'Brien right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hello there. I know it might seem counterintuitive and maybe even silly to take advice from a promo, but I'm something of a famous radio pitchman, so this is something you can believe in. My mother always said that you can trust a man with facial hair. And if you have any confidence at all in the wisdom of a mother, it's time to stare at my drawn-on mustache and heed my words. Do you need a little more laughter in your dark, secluded, lonely life? Sure you do. You need the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. For pennies a day, the Bonus Show will take you from zero to hero. And all the ladies will be digging your scene. Grab it at MikeO'MaraShow.com. You'll be glad you did, and we'll be glad for you. Buy the Bonus Show and make me smile. A big, flashy, fake, insincere smile. You earned it, Pachango.
Thank you. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Cornerstone. Here's a programming note, ladies and gentlemen. Our old buddy Rob will be joining us not just Thursday, but he'll be on the entire bonus hour this coming Friday. So make sure you, if you haven't gotten the bonus show, check that out, because that's the real stuff we have, and it should be a lot of fun with Rob Spiewak later in the week. Home prices soared nationally last year, pushed up by a strong demand and a limited supply of properties for sale. In 2021, home prices had their highest year-over-year growth ever. So while the days of ultra-low rates may be behind us, the days of saving money are right now. Credit card debt, like inflation, has been rising month after month to new heights, and now is a great time to tap into some of that excess equity to take cash out for any reason, and in most cases, it is tax deductible. You need the advice of my friend Mark Livingstone and his team at Cornerstone First Financial. Whether it's a home improvement, consolidating debt, a divorce buyout, or a dream vacation, why put it off any longer? With their no-obligation rate quote and 100% satisfaction guarantee, why would you call anyone else? Cornerstone First Financial, the number one choice for all of us here at TMOS, and the friend of the TMOS listener, 202-625-1221. That's 202-625-1221, or cornerstonefirst.com. Thank you, Cornerstone First Financial. Got a little note in the mail from Mr. Livingstone saying, hey, happy anniversary of your mortgage. Isn't that kind of cool that they do that? Yeah. That's a company that follows up. How many mortgage companies do that? Where you're, your anniversary of your mortgage. Yeah, it's a sales thing. They're
Yeah.
doing that, but at least they care and they're
It's
into
thoughtful.
it. All right, enough of that. Now it's on to Dan O'Brien. All right, Oscar, take it away because
Okay.
I know you've wanted to speak with the young man.
First,
for,
Dan, how's your love life?
I am not dating the woman I was talking about last time I was on the air.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, what
Interesting.
happened?
The relationship kind of ran its course. It just kind of came to a natural
You weren't
end.
growing?
Mike, I can only grow so much. That's what the doctors tell me. No. So
That's
we weren't.
disgusting. He just made an erection.
No,
You
I was
know
saying
that?
height.
You know
That's
your
what I
mom
was
listens
saying.
to this show.
Oh,
How
okay.
dare you?
No, that's what
See,
you-
I took it the right. I'm a shock jock, so
Weird.
I go the other direction. So yeah, it sounded like you were doing pretty well, but I read between the lines. I thought it was good, but I didn't. It's not like your exuberance was overwhelming when you were talking about that. You were happy, but it was it was there. So was there any one thing?
Yeah, what was the final straw?
It wasn't like one thing. It wasn't one
you drink,
thing.
Dan?
I'm sorry?
Do you drink?
No. Well, like once a week, maybe once every few weeks or so.
So you're not somebody where you wouldn't do the Irish thing that we can do, like your mother looks like a serial killer. Get out of my sight.
Listen.
The next
I
day,
don't want to have this conversation anymore. It's not like that. Okay.
It's not like that.
But what happened?
So, well, to be frank, we were in different spots in life. She was older than me, so she was about 35, 36, and I.
Did you break up with her in much the same way that the drummer kid in Whiplash breaks up with his girlfriend? Are you familiar with the movie? It's good if you're familiar with the movie. That's like the cruelest breakup in film, right?
Oh,
I'm
God.
really you're a distraction. I have to say goodbye.
Well,
so
I think that she
anyone
broke up with him.
No.
She was like
No.
she was 35.
No,
You
the
broke
lady
up with
meets
her?
at the-
I broke up with her.
No.
Ow.
Yeah.
You broke up with her.
I broke up with her because it was getting to that point where she was making steps to prepare to have kids.
I
And
thought
we
you were
were
talking
all-
about the movie, Oscar.
No,
I thought
no.
you were talking about the movie.
No, no.
He breaks up with her.
Yeah, he breaks
meets
up
her
with
at
her
the
in the
movie. He meets her at the movie.
Oh,
theater,
yeah.
too.
Cold-blooded.
So how did you? Was it painful at all? I mean, you were together for a couple of months.
Yeah,
right?
we were together for 3 months, so not necessarily long term.
How much older?
Probably, I guess, like 7 or 8 years. Like, I'm going to turn 28 in a few months. She's about 35, 36.
You okay there, O? Are you all right?
I didn't realize she looked much younger than you.
No.
Did she meet mommy?
No, it hadn't gotten that far yet.
Oh, okay. All right, good. What's the criteria, just out of curiosity, for
Debbie.
For meeting Queen Debbie?
Oh, God. You have to be something special for that to happen.
So we're talking a year.
I'd say at least 4 or 6 months. Like that's going to be if I'm going to take somebody home to meet my mom.
Poor
She's got to
thing.
be special.
She all she had to do is go one more month.
Yeah.
What do you think?
You like to be mommy though.
No,
Yeah,
I
can
don't.
see that.
No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
No.
I'm my own man. I'm my own provider.
Are you like Cam Newton? Does she need to meet your needs?
Are you still on your mom's cell plan?
No.
No? Oh, look at Pony.
No.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. Thanks, Matt.
All right, so Oscar,
yes,
that's the love life. It was a gentle breakup. It was not anything shouting and screaming
Did
or
you
anything
have to change
like
your
that.
number?
She
Or
didn't
move?
handle it particularly well. I met up with
She
her
didn't
in
handle
person,
it.
and I
Okay.
told her, look, we're at different phases in our life. She's preparing to have kids sometime in the next year or two. I'm not there yet. And so,
okay.
Look,
All right.
I figured
Wow.
to make it simpler, rather break it off at 3 months than 3 years.
By the way, we have a clip of the breakup. So
Please.
This is not the breakup, but this is when she asked Dan if Dan wanted to have kids. And this was Dan's answer.
Who cares? Nobody gives a crap.
Oh my God. How did and I'm sorry for prying, and thank you for opening up to us. And with all due respect to her, we don't know her name. She's innocent,
Yeah.
I'm
Totally innocent. We're not doing that to anybody
I'm
right
sure
now.
you've done something wrong yourself. But
Every day.
what
I would like to have a baby within the next year.
What happened?
That's right in my brain right now.
I like that you were brave enough to, not just ghost her. You
Oh,
went
God,
and
no.
told her. Public place? Do you pick like a Best Buy parking lot? What do you pick?
So we met in the middle in a mall at a Barnes & Noble that she liked.
Okay.
So I
A
wanted
quiet place, so no scene could be made.
Well, we went to the
Strategic.
Barnes & Noble and then walked around for a little bit and then sat down on like a bench outside by the parking lot. I didn't have a plan.
I'm too old to be laughing at this crap. I swear to God. I could do this show till I'm 95. I swear to God, if my heart doesn't give out, because I have a My sense of humor is like in middle school right now. I'm laughing at this so much. We meet in the mall.
Neutral territory.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
What was, in fairness to you,
right?
I've been on both sides, mostly broken up with or left. For me, when you're going to break up,
right,
it's infinitely harder, especially the hours and time spent when you're gearing up for the breakup.
Yes, absolutely.
How did you prepare?
So there were the few days leading up to that. That was a lot of me thinking, where do I see myself? 6 months, year, career-wise, love life-wise. Is she the one? I don't want to waste my time. And if she wasn't the one, then I didn't want to, push it any further.
So was she sitting there waiting for you when you got to the middle of the mall? And then, I picture like in a movie scene that she sees you from, the distance, and you're walking down the middle by the what is it? The American Spirit? What is it? The American
the Walden Books
Outfitter,
Anthropology.
American Outfitter, and Dan O'Brien's coming down. It's like, here he is, ladies and gentlemen.
I have my leather jacket on. Listen, ladies, I'm going to be single real soon. Just give me a sec.
Baby Billy.
That's the worst way to break up. It's like, Baby Billy Freeman, I just can't handle it anymore, so I'm going to head down the road. That's what I'm going to do right now.
You still got them Oakleys?
I left my baby in the toilet.
And so, were there tears? I hate this because it's not fun if there. I don't want to hear about tears.
No, it's fine. I've moved on.
No,
Okay.
her,
Not
you
yours.
heartless F.
You mallet head.
The breakup was like over a month ago.
Oh, it was over a month ago?
You her response.
Okay, so she didn't in the actual moment, it wasn't that bad. She didn't.
Did you cry? Did she cry?
No tears were spilled.
Okay.
It wasn't that close, right?
It wasn't going to be like a 2-year long.
Let's let him talk. He's getting to what happened.
Go ahead.
Okay, so as I break up with her and I'm saying, look, we're just in different phases in our life, all of that. It's not as though she just bursts out into tears and starts yelling at me. But what happens is we go our separate ways, and then I get a text later on in that day, saying that, I led her on and just making these brash accusations.
Oh, okay.
And look, I've made mistakes in my life. I'm not going to lie. Obviously, Oscar knows I've made several mistakes here at Podville.
I still love you.
But I didn't lead her on. I'm not saying I did everything perfectly, but I was a pretty damn good boyfriend.
Ooh.
And so she made some really awful accusations about me. And so that's really what kind of led to me just not wanting her in my life. Because when I broke up with her, honestly, I wanted to keep her in my life. We grew together not just as, boyfriend and girlfriend, but as people, and I liked that. But when she made those accusations, the sort of stuff that you can't just take back, I realized that that's not worth my time. I'm not going to have that sort of negativity in my life.
Yeah. She didn't come over or anything after that, right?
No.
Like you didn't get up early in the morning. She's standing out on the stoop and says, "Good morning." All right.
Were you guys dropping L-bombs?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
brutal.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
It was
That's just sad.
That's
sad.
Did you ever talk about marriage?
Like maybe in the distance being open to it, but not like.
Dan,
what?
You did lead her on.
No, I didn't say.
did.
In the distance. What does that mean?
it means that look, I'm open to getting married someday. I'm not promising I'll marry you.
That's certain. Oh no, Dan.
What?
You don't just talk about getting married. Like a woman or a man, especially what the dynamics of a relationship. Certain people like certain people more, right? That's just the way. It's never going to be equal. We love each other more. Like I love Shannon more than she loves me. That's just the way it is, and I'm fine with it.
Right. That's true.
I love Carla more than she loves me. I'm sure of it.
So if your girl...
She says she does, but it's lip service.
If your girl loved you more than you loved her, and you're just talking about marriage in like some philosopher way, she's thinking about her.
Okay, but it's not like I'm bringing up marriage saying, look, I'm going to marry you.
I get that. It's just, it's the nuances of the conversation.
Oscar, he's moved on.
I'm sorry.
He's moved on.
Never mind.
Is there anybody else that you're seeing right now?
Yes, I have a thing or two going on right now.
Way to go, stud.
Yes.
Way to go. We'll have to get you back in for that one. We've run out of time now. Go back to work.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. Pony, play the thing. We got Soundtown's coming up, but that's very interesting. I love your little bits of coming in.
Yeah.
Might have to do that at least once a month. Dan, once a month. Once a month, my friend.
Just give me a thumbs up.
Very good. I love talking about your love life. That's the most fun I've had all day. We'll take a break, come back with Soundtown right after this.
Throughout history, man has sought the ability to conquer all things. He conquered nature, medicine, his enemies. But one thing always eluded him. Man could not conquer time. Until now. Thanks to the new Mike O'Mara Show app, time has become man's minion. When you listen to TMOS on the new app, traveling back in time is as easy as hitting rewind. Stop time in its very tracks, just by hitting pause. And if you want to travel into the future, where God knows what awaits you, a simple fast forward will get you there, if you dare. Plus, you can stream the show live as it happens thanks to TMOS Live. You can control time as long as you take the time to download the app and make sure you are running the updated version on time. Do it now! The updated TMOS app. Your passport to a great time. In the past, the present, and the future. Plus, TMOS Live. Always on, always there. And thank you for your time.
Okay. All right, that's too long. Gonna have to blow that up. As a matter of fact, it is me, but there we go. I can do my own thing. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Legacy Box. Mother's Day is coming. So what do you give the mom that gave you everything? Okay, Mr. Selfish or Mrs. Selfish, this Mother's Day, give the gift of lifetime memories, digitized forever, preserving all the moments and milestones that you cherish. It's simple with Legacy Box, because ensuring that your family's legacy is digitally preserved and passed down is just as important as creating those memories in the first place. Legacy Box is the solution and the best gift you can give your mom. Legacy Box is a super simple mail-in service to have all of your videotapes, camcorder tapes, film reels, and pictures converted to perfectly preserved digital files. Plus, Legacy Box is the industry leader and has helped over 1 million customers safeguard their past. We've all used it. I converted actual film from the 50s. It looks amazing. Oscar and Rob converted their videotapes before they disintegrated, and now they're safe forever. Give mom the perfect gift this year. Go to legacybox.com/TMOS to get early access to Legacy Box's Mother's Day sale. Buy today to take advantage of this exclusive offer and send it in when you're ready. Go to legacybox.com/TMOS to save big while supplies last. We love Legacy Box, and you will too.
What's that sound? What a sound. Did you hear that? Make some noise.
Soundtown. This is what a divorce lawyer says to you, giving advice on how you should proceed, what you should not do, what you should, the type of individual that you should avoid. I'm not a good judge of this because I am sensitive about it, but I hate to admit it, but it does make sense. Listen to the type of people that it sounds like they're speaking to a woman, the type of man to avoid in a divorce situation.
The top 5 professions of husbands that women should avoid in no particular order: fireman, police officer, military, surgeon, and pilot. If you look at these professions, what do they all have in common? The men in these professions, they're gods in their profession, right? They are treated with a tremendous amount of respect, and they have a lot of responsibility, and they tend to be very narcissistic and very controlling.
If you happen to be married to a surgeon and at night right before bed he turns on AC/DC, run. Get to the car. Get to the car right now.
That same divorce attorney, also laid out the type of woman men should not. They're more likely to get through a divorce in a harder path, have a harder path getting through a divorce.
Maybe my masochistic nature prevented me from playing that clip. I just wanted.
Do you want to know what the number one with the bullet?
I'd love to. Yes, yeah. I would love to know the type of woman to avoid.
This is from a divorce attorney.
Yes,
from her experience, and she
I gotcha.
has angst and pause explaining this online because she said that enough people asked her for the other side of the coin. Stay-at-home wife. The hardest, most brutal divorces come from stay-at-home wives for men.
I love working with you. Let's move on right now to that. Just makes me glow. Carla's washing faces right now. God bless her. Anyway, yeah, it's called growing. Anyway, This seems to be heading down misogyny lane. We better stop while we're ahead. Well, it's really not stopping when you think of this clip. This is a baby that will not say mama, says dada. I always like these.
Can you say mama, mama? Can you say mama's name?
Way to go, youngster. Well done. Anyway, I'm sorry. That's cruel. Ladies, don't send me letters today. All right.
And
it's
I'm
a
not
strange
making
day.
up what the divorce attorney said. It's just a separate clip, and you can look it up.
I love cello music. You might not know that about me. I love Yo-Yo Ma. I'm a big fan. I love the Master and Commander when they're playing cello at the end. It's really wonderful. You might recognize some of these themes. They're from shows you like.
Okay.
And see if you recognize this TV movie version of cello music right here.
Can you say
No, that's not the one. This one. Psycho.
Yes. Beautiful. On a cello. Hold on. Rescue Rangers. No, Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck.
DuckTales.
Damn it. DuckTales. Disney Afternoon. I was close.
That's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Batman.
Sorry.
Batman.
Sounds scary. It's scary. Yeah. One cello. Isn't that lovely? Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm waiting
You know
for
what we
the
call
next
that clip?
What?
A slow Soundtown day. All right, moving right along. This is a mom, and the moment that her, I think, 8-year-old, might have been a 9-year-old, was found and retrieved after she was able to track the child with authorities and her iPhone. A car was stolen. The child was in the car, and this is the moment where they catch up with the kid. It's scary.
You did a good job. You okay? Yes. You okay? Yes. Yeah, we're doing
It's the kid.
My God.
My mom called you? Yeah, she did. Okay. Excuse me. I got to go now.
They got the kid with the iPhone. The technology is there. I'd love to see a statistical breakdown, Oscar, of just how many people use that technology. I've used it to find stuff.
Do you have the AirTags yet?
What are
from Apple?
AirTags? What
The
are
little they go on your keychain. I think you have something similar to it on your wallet.
I've got a what the hell do I have? Maybe I shouldn't tell people.
You don't tell people, but the AirTags, you can put them on your keys, and that acts as a tracker. So you don't always have to have an iPhone.
I got
that,
a
costs
thing
$1,000.
that goes in my wallet.
Yeah, same premise.
My wallet.
Same premise. But you put it on
keys,
anything. Yeah. I would sew one on, and if I had a kid, I would sew it into the lining of their backpack.
Really?
Because they lose that anyways. So.
So you could track. So you track anything. And how much do they cost? When
$25
you're looking at an AirTag. Really?
Yeah.
And
you can buy a pack
put it
of
on
4.
your phone.
Just you sync it to your phone, and then now they've been used for nefarious like ex-boyfriends and ex-girlfriends. I'm sure Dan has one on his car right now, but for the right reasons, there is utility.
I love that. That's fantastic. Mark Wahlberg has made a lot of great movies, and Mark Wahlberg probably with the body of work we're talking about, one of the most famous roles he's ever had was Dirk Diggler in the movie Boogie Nights. And I remember back in the day that for all of us that saw Boogie Nights, the question was there before it became common knowledge. Oh, my God, Is he really? Well, no, he wasn't really. It was a prosthetic. And I think you have to wait till the whole movie's over to see the prosthetic, right, where he stands in front of the mirror and the scene
is
there.
Big shining star.
There are no other scenes where you just see the big reveal, and he talks about that. Well, this is Mark Wahlberg asked on Ellen yesterday, what he did with that prosthetic. This is funny.
Is it true that you still have the prosthetic that you wore in Boogie Nights?
Yes.
Where is that?
It's in a safe, locked away. It's not something I can leave out. All of a sudden, my kids are looking for, the spare phone charger and pull that thing out. Like, what the heck is it?
That's right.
Wouldn't be a good look.
He keeps it in a safe.
Love it. Please come again.
That's I don't know. I think it's a little weird, to be perfectly honest with you, that he's just. Yeah. And do you think he was telling the truth?
Yeah, if you had to wear it. What, are you going to give it back to casting? Be like, here you go.
Yeah, maybe you go down to Cabo, you take it out of the safe. Anyway, that's who we have to go. Hey, good laugh at the end of the show. Hey, thank you to Dan O'Brien. Give it to Dan. We'll be back tomorrow with Rob Spiewak and lots more fun and thrills, and that's it. We're all done.
I didn't lead her on. We just talked about marriage for 3 hours.
For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana and Ponyboy Matt Blue, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
I didn't want to play that. All right, that was a car wreck. I wanted to play Jim Nance again.
When did you first start dreaming of this moment?
Never. That's it. Gotta get her. Bye.